I got exciting news on the COVID front.
What's that?
Norms texted me and said that if you want COVID, you can go to Riverside because their dining room's now open, baby.
Fantastic.
Damn.
Boom.
When are we going?
Honestly, I'm so hungry right now, dude.
Oh, really?
I was thinking about. I was like, man,
Dude, Norm's is pretty fucking good.
Norm's is the shit, dude. I am a huge fan, as Sam well knows.
It's the favorite diner of this podcast in the Southern California area.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if we are Waffle House poor out here, but we are Norm's rich, baby.
Yeah.
My God.
And not even. We're Norms barely scraping by.
I'm Norms,
Let's be honest.
yeah.
We need some more Norms.
I don't even think I can afford Norms at this point.
Damn, that's rough. They were building that Norms up near Hollywood or whatever. Never opened up.
It's canceled, I think. They've still got the Norms decals in the window, but they're
Just
now
taunting us.
But they're now for rent signs on top of them.
That's a bummer.
I know, man. I'll say.
Opening a Norms in that part of Hollywood made no sense.
It was basically just for me.
Yeah.
It was one of those where I was like, wow, is there a God? Has he heard my prayers?
So we need a Norms in a shopping center with a Ross dress for less.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
Two-story Ross. It's a really big Ross.
Huge
It's
Ross.
always packed. It sucks. Don't go to that Ross.
The other piece of news that I found up top, the New Year's Eve ball drop in Times Square will be 100% virtual this year.
Fun.
Yeah. So
I mean, for me, it's been 100% virtual every year.
Yeah,
I guess that's a good point.
I've never been there for the ball drop.
Yeah.
It also doesn't. It also seems stupid. It just seems like one of those things where it's like you're allowed to drink on the street here at this time, sort of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, why do we have to keep trying to do everything still? Why can't you just be like, yeah, we're not doing it this year?
Yeah. Just like people ask about it. It's like, dude, obviously no.
Do we need to say
do we
that
have
we're
to say
doing
it?
I'm sure there'll be a YouTube streaming channel you can count down with. Or whatever.
Yeah. The digital drop will include a celebration of, quote, the best of the human spirit. It's like,
I'm sure that'll be in good taste.
I was like,
Well,
yeah.
usually they would use this chance to promote shitty bands, advertise shitty TV shows. Are they still going to do that?
Oh, don't worry. The best of the human spirit includes essential workers, first responders, doctors and scientists, and, quote, the usual emerging and established entertainers, musicians, and artists will be part of the event. So.
Sounds like all those job descriptions are just characters from each of their Sunday night lineup. It's just we care about essential workers like Jim. He's a delivery driver coming to CBS this Sunday.
Yeah.
That's about doctors, essential workers, and Alicia Keys.
Yeah. Well, that's
a new single coming out.
That's what I said. Ryan Seacrest just going to be like, yeah, we're going to be on Zoom with a 60-year-old nurse who's been overworked since March with not enough PPE, and her hospital's lying to her every day about potential exposures. And then we got the one cop that didn't kill a black person in the year, and then after that, we're all going to sing the Wet Pussy song.
It's going to be fun.
2021, baby.
It's going to be fun for everyone.
Second day in a row, Rivers has flubbed the sound cue. What's going on this week? He normally nails it.
Got the butterfingers. I don't know. Anyway, Norms is back. Times Square going away. And we're here.
Who would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? Norms is king.
Yeah.
Norms is the hero. New York
is the
City.
only-
Norms is always going to be doing all
Norms
right.
is the only non-coward in the entire Southern California area.
Yeah.
So in Riverside Place, they're allowed to open up again, I guess?
I guess Riverside County is like, fuck it, baby, we're doing it. It's a different county from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Inland Empire, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
How far is Riverside?
Well, now,
30 minutes,
no traffic.
right?
Yeah, 45 to an hour.
So you're saying it'll only take an hour to get a Norms omelet?
I'll go get Norms to go.
No.
we could get it
You gotta
closer
dine
than
in.
that one.
You have to dine in.
Yeah.
That is a big part of it.
It really is.
I can't imagine,
yeah.
like, who gets, like, Denny's to go?
Oh,
you know?
Man, well, the Denny's around LA, they now have the, they got the tents and the
they're
parking
always
lots.
packed.
Oh, really?
You would think Denny's is the hottest restaurant in
crazy.
town.
And
dude.
IHOP. People are stupid as fuck.
Yeah,
here. It's crazy.
Yeah, because it's when you see them, you're like, who's sitting in that? Because to imagine it, just so people know, it's like if you've ever been to an outdoor wedding, it's like one of those massive like wedding
like a big
tents.
gazebo. Yeah,
like and
people are just eating grand slams.
yeah, and you'd think, like you said, you drive by that and you'd think like, who's stupid enough to eat at a Denny's right now? And then you're like, oh my God, there's straight up 200 people out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have any problem with people eating at Denny's during the pandemic. It's just a questionable choice in general.
Yeah,
like
it's. Do you want some scrambled eggs that came pre-scrambled in a plastic bag?
When we went down to Raising Cane's a couple weeks ago, out the back of the Olive Garden had one of those wedding tents,
Dude,
too.
that was depressing.
And it's so funny because there's nowhere else to put it, so it makes sense. But that's where like the dumpsters are. So you
That's
just have to
a
sit
health
there
code
and
violation.
fucking sit there with a ton of flies and rats and some guy like smoking a J on his break and shit.
It's funny because they call this program al fresco, which means fresh. You don't know Spanish. But
Today I learned.
It's that is a consistent thing. It seems like restaurants wanting to do this, but being in an area of town where it doesn't really make sense to have people eating on the street.
Yeah, it's funny because that sort of thing in the suburbs makes a bit more sense than in like the actual like middle of the city. 'Cause in the suburbs, like everything's so spread out. Then
when you're just on the sidewalk, it's just in the way. Like
I generally don't have any desire to eat on any sidewalk in LA unless it's
even pre-COVID. Why are you eating on a sidewalk? That's
Right.
Like,
yes, I would like a crepe and to get stabbed from behind. I want to never see it coming.
Yeah.
I want to be where all the people of the street are while I eat this meal.
Unless it's a taco truck. For some reason, that just feels like it's
taco
worth
truck's
it.
okay.
It's worth it, first of all. I'll die for some good al pastor. Absolutely. I'm willing to be stabbed by a maniac for that good shit. But it feels more worth it with a taco truck. But I'm not doing it at Denny's.
If you're eating a taco, you're going to be there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, taco does not take a lot of times you eat the taco
like,
as you walk away.
And the thing is, people are sitting down at these places, having a waitress come over, taking a drink order. They're doing it like old school restaurant style. It's not just like you walk up, they put some meat on a tortilla, and you eat it.
Right.
That's a big difference.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do a socially distant taco
streets
stand.
aren't that scary here.
Right,
you know?
right.
But it is just uncomfortable to sit for like 45 minutes out on the side
for
of
a full meal just on the sidewalk, like
on the side of the road.
Like, that's
Well, it's not even that they're scary so much. It's just they're covered with pee is a big part.
exactly. Yeah, it's just gross out there.
Nasty. So I don't know. I'm particular like that. I don't want to be choking down unlimited soup salad and breadsticks and smelling pee pee.
Water, coffee, bottle of urine.
There's also a lot of poor people out there, and that disgusts me.
This is true. This is very true.
How do you eat around that?
Yeah.
I found this story. So there was one story that's similar to this from Louisiana, where a cop accidentally shot himself in the leg.
Nice.
And then told, and once he had shot himself in the leg, he decided, well, I'm going to try to make this look like an ambush. And so he also shot his own car, and then told the sheriff's deputy or the police captain that he had been ambushed in a mini mall parking lot. And then today they arrested him because they found out he was lying about that.
A fun story.
That one's whatever. But the
it's funny until you realize that man's in charge of evidence and people's lives.
Think about all the times that he did that because that worked at one point.
Yeah,
for him or someone else.
Or somebody told him, like, dude, if you ever shoot yourself, because this will happen, you're
done.
And he probably shot his foot while he was trying to hit his wife. So
the charges that he got are similar to basically what we would get if we filed a false police report. So he's probably going to get fired, but not actually do any jail time. And the only difference is, of course, if I file a police report, every cop in the city doesn't go hunting minorities. So that'd be why that's dangerous. But
we're having fun here today.
The more fun. Well, that's why I kind of wanted to, because I didn't want to address an accidental shooting story without bringing that one up. So we could move on to the real.
Start with the lighthearted one, then you work your way into the meat. That's basic storytelling.
There's two accidental shooting stories, and one of
Rivers
them is
took the groundlings writing class.
Yes, it was called an English degree, and it was way too expensive. The second one is this is Lincoln County, Oregon, and you're going to see the other big reason I brought this one up too. Lincoln City Police said in a Monday news release that Nick Ellingford, a 29-year-old from Lincoln City, Oregon, was inside a supermarket on Sunday, and as he was waiting in the checkout line, he pulled out a Glock 9mm semi-automatic pistol from his waistband so he could show it off to a friend. So that's already just.
Well, that's a lie.
That's hilarious. That's even. I'm going to take that at face value just for the purposes of comedy because that's so funny.
That's true. That's the funny. Even if it's not true, either way, that's a great lie.
Just imagine you're like behind them with your fucking checks and milk and shit, and just some guy pulls out a gun.
Look at my gun,
dude.
Man.
Look how cool it is.
Or even if it was a lie, no, I was just showing him the gun. I was just showing my friend how cool it was. That's what it was.
Dude, we were just talking about, like, they call it blue steel, but the gun's black. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's crazy, dude. So he pulls it out of the waistband to show it off for a friend. Ellingford then mistakenly pulled the trigger as he stuffed the piece back into his pants. A bullet tore through his groin and exited his thigh, barely missing his femoral artery, according to Oregon Live. So a guy shot himself in the dick.
Yeah.
Which... happened. We talked about a couple weeks ago. A guy also accidentally shot himself in the dick while attempting to take a picture for a Facebook group called Guns Pointed at Dicks. So this is only slightly less stupid than the last time someone shot himself in the dick. Officials at the store administered first aid before medics arrived, according to the news release. He was then life-lifted to a hospital in Portland. His condition is not currently known. No one else was injured in the incident. However, a criminal investigation is ongoing as Ellingford did not have a concealed handgun license, and the act was found to be reckless for some reason, and since it placed several people in danger. So, but that's
one of those things, like, if you witness that, you just be like, do we have to help this guy? I mean, we probably have to morally, but damn, it sucks that we have to help this guy.
Your Honor, what are the legal ramifications of simply standing there and laughing?
Yeah.
Well, my thing is like...
But it's also like, why save this guy so that he can pull out a gun for no reason in a supermarket again?
But also,
day?
Why press charges on him when he already shot his dick off? That's punishment enough. Like, the medical bills alone are
you gotta pile on like a...
His dick would have to come all the way off and one of his balls for me to be okay with that.
Well, I don't actually know the extent of the injuries. It just said it went through his groin, so we got to
Which I know, because I know where my femoral artery is, because I've had to deal with it before. It probably means it just went through like the inside part of his thigh after hitting like his pelvis.
That's not as fun.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
It probably, if it would have hit his dick, it would have said, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That would have been the headline.
But yeah, it would have been, man.
They would have been coy about
man shoots a dick in half, trying to show his friend his Glock 19.
So now this is the fun part. One look at the man's Facebook page reveals Ellingford to be an ardent 3%er and NRA supporter, with the man posing in a series of photos with various guns, and he posts a bunch of dumbass memes, and he
what's a 3%er?
Always has a fedora. So happy you asked. The 3%ers are a right-wing militia, and they're called that because there is... You know how, like, dumb fucks are always like, you gotta fucking research and know your history. Like, among right-wingers, there is this very dumb thing they believe, that is that only 3% of American colonists fought Britain in the 1770s, which is not true.
What?
Yeah, like, they're like, oh, well, basically the idea is that, like, you only need 3% of the population to fucking overthrow tyranny.
That's not...
First of all, it's not true. Second of all, we would not have won the war if not for France. That's the thing. It's having the French Navy is what won the goddamn war. It's not
true.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about our major military victories in this country.
Yeah, this is news to me.
It required a lot of help from others.
Yeah.
I thought we just did it by being badass.
Well, that's what they tell you in school.
No.
They were like, we own you, and we're like, well, how about this? Here's a declaration of independence. Bam, bitch.
In school, they would always be like, and France sold them 10 guns.
Yes.
No, they gave us a whole fucking navy and pinned down Cornwallis at fucking Yorktown, and that was it. Because Ben Franklin went there and charmed the pants off of the king and all the ladies. Hey.
Nice.
And John Adams was there to be a big stick in the mud. But the point is, this guy loves the 3%ers.
They'd always be like,
People are obsessed with being here at the beginning of America. Like, they have a right to America. Like, they forget like the indigenous people of America.
Well,
like
they don't care about that.
I know, but it's just like the whole thought of like, well, we were here before you guys, and it's just like, well, apply that logic to anything other than yourself. When I worked at like a rich person like private club,
Yeah.
we would always have to do these cook for these groups called like the Sons and Daughters of the American Revolution.
Oh yeah.
And these are people who just like claim that their ancestry traces back to people who fought in the revolution.
And anybody can say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody can just say.
And they would just have meetings, and occasionally they would dress up and they would cosplay
Dude, what
American
fucking
Revolution.
nerds,
Yeah.
dude.
I know, and they're all old as fuck.
Yeah.
They're just like fucking.
No young person's in it. Imagine like one young
Yeah.
dude who's like, I really like.
I like to dress like I'm from the 1700s.
Yeah.
Me and my friends like to get together and wear triangle hats.
Have y'all ever been to a Civil War reenactment?
Hell no.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I have too. Those
Yeah.
are two very different answers, and I like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I don't come from a place where they allow those to happen.
We had one where the Confederacy won.
Oh yeah. No, that was
probably historically accurate, right?
I imagine, like the way my school made the Civil War sound, you would think that it ended as a draw. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
was it Chickamauga?
no,
which one?
it was. This was in Missouri, so I
Okay.
think it was. I want to say Fort Knox, but I could be wrong. I think I'm just saying the first Fort word that I can think of.
Okay. Yeah. I went to, there was like a very minor battle in Northeast Alabama, the Battle of somebody's bridge. And I went to that just because I was down there for a wedding. And I was like, oh, this will be hilarious, to do something on my day off. So I went with a friend of the show, comedian Nick Thomas. And we just kind of stood around and we're just like, this is fucking nuts. And almost everybody at the Civil War reenactment, to a person, was just like, oh man, if you like this, dude, you got to come back in July for Chickamauga, baby. And of course, being a big history guy, I'm like, that's the last one they won. that was in Georgia. That was the last major Confederate victory. But everyone to a person was like, dude, Chickamauga is the most fun of all of them. And I'm like, I bet I know why. But the last thing, the reason I brought all this up, he's a 3%er NRA guy, and he's got all these photos. The reason I really wanted to talk about this, and I'll put this on our Twitter, this man looks like an evil Sam Harder.
Damn, I hate how that's true.
He is wearing a Zorro hat.
He has a very, very similar hair color to mine.
It's so fucking funny. I've got... Listen, I want to. I mean,
usually when people say somebody looks like me, it's not true.
I can see you wearing that hat.
This is kind of true.
I can see you taking all of these pictures. Ironically,
Yeah. I don't really like wearing hats that much unless it's really sunny, but I don't think that's really my style.
No, that's why I said he's evil Sam.
I like a baseball cap, not
Bizarro
a flat brim.
Yeah, Bizarro. Emphasis on Zorro.
I can see you finding one and putting it on and taking a picture. I guarantee
hell no.
you, if you found one of those hats around the house, you would take the same picture.
Look in yonder closet, Daniel. Just scoot in there. And
I imagine there's no shortage
of
of
the
them.
left. There should be a
Oh, of
similar
course.
hat there on the wall.
There absolutely is.
Why don't you
Are there like
pick that
10
off?
of them?
No, just one. I got a couple of Panama hats, but there's one specifically, and Daniel's going to know which one. Yes, sir. Oh,
He's got
man.
a lot of hats.
I got some hats, baby. Yeah, there you go.
Look like that.
This is a great audio, but
Outstanding.
God, Sam wearing a hat that hat fits you.
That hat actually does fit you. Yeah, it looks great.
It's a XL. I saw that. Me and
I got-
Rivers both have
I got
large
a
heads.
big
I got a
head.
big head too. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's to hold our massive brains for
That's
all our
right.
cool intelligence.
My amazing brain. What was the comment we read yesterday? It was like from my amazing intelligence or something.
That was the email that you could contact those crazy.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Christians
yeah.
at My
that's
dot
right.
amazing thoughts or something.
Yeah.
We should give them a ring.
Yeah.
give them an email. Well, speaking of giving folks a ring, calling in now from the heart of the Klondike is the Grand Poobah of the Brain Freeze podcast network. He is also the host of Dr. DC and a new podcast called Ghost Facers. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. It's Richard Eden. How's it going, my friend?
Hey, things are all right. Things are looking pretty grim up here, I've been asked to wear a mask occasionally, so that can be sort of disconcerting, but
Yeah,
it's tough times up here in Canada.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I told my co-host when I told him we were going to call and talk to you is really just I feel like this is really going to highlight the difference between how our two countries have handled this. Ours being a country run by the dumbest, most psychotic children on the planet, and yours being a country run by adults for the most part. Adults and Stephen Harper. Yeah, I'll clarify that.
That's true. I
Canada's
appreciate that.
parliament.
That really means a lot that you keep them separate from that. I think it's interesting, right? Because from here, it's kind of like watching like a car crash as you're slowly driving by, and you want to help, but you've got other stuff going on.
Is that any different from normal, though?
I mean, I guess you're absolutely, it's not much different, except for now it's sort of just like really showing itself. Like I really have to like divert my eyes.
Yeah, the car crash has somehow turned into like a tsunami and a supernova at once kind of a thing, and it never ends.
There's body parts everywhere. Children are screaming. Yeah, it almost stops my day.
Well, for those that are listening that might not know, the Yukon is crazy fucking far away. And I found this out when Richard was nice enough to invite me to the Yukon Comedy Festival a couple years ago. Like, I knew it was up there. I knew it was near Alaska and stuff. But then I looked at a map. Los Angeles to Seattle is halfway.
Oh.
Like, the entire west coast of the United States is halfway to the Yukon. So,
you know what? You know more than Kyle Clark did, so that was impressive.
I mean, if you invite me to some place, I gotta learn about it if I'm gonna be able to throw out digs at places like Yellowknife. If I want to shit on those guys, yeah.
He also,
you know the difference between Whitehorse and Yellowknife, which most Canadians don't even know.
Hey, it got a laugh. You can vouch. I remember I shit on Yellowknife and it got a fucking laugh.
Oh yeah.
I still never been there, but it works the same everywhere else. You just go to a place and ask them like, all right, what's your like local sports rival? And I think people up there were like, oh, we occasionally play them in hockey. I was like, all right, fuck those guys, and then I just went in.
It worked out absolutely.
I like to go in and be like, what part of town is there a lot of traffic in?
That'd be a challenging question up here.
I was about to say, yeah, there's not really any, if I remember. I don't know.
There's barely any roads, let alone vehicles. to drive on them.
Right. Most of the traffic that I saw was sort of concentrated around the Walmart that I had to go to because, like an idiot, I brought my Adidas skate shoes to the Yukon in March, and it turns out
And they weren't good enough for skating?
not
Yeah.
that kind of skating. My feetsies were chilly.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what? Honestly, at least you bought winter boots. Kyle called me as he was flying and was like, "Oh, I got Doc Martens. That'll be okay for the winter, right?" I went, no,
No, not at all.
just because it says they're boots doesn't mean they're winter boots.
Right. So I've now got.
Can't you just throw on like 5 pairs of socks?
When it hits minus 40, it's not going to help you.
Yeah, it doesn't help
Okay.
much, and also the tread is an issue.
I'm so cheap, I think I would try to get by with just keeping my Skechers on at negative 40 degrees.
I would too.
That's why I went to.
Both of us are such
I would just put on a bunch of socks. Like I was like, you got extra fucking footwear?
I'd be like, how much do winter boots cost, and how much weed can I get for that same amount of money?
Well, I went to the.
You were there for the weekend.
I mean, we were there for 4 days, I think.
4 days?
It was.
Yeah,
You
it
had
was
to
4
buy
days.
shoes for 4 days, then you got to fly back with the shoes?
negative 22 one morning. We woke up.
Well, you went to Dawson
Frostbite.
City, too.
Frostbite
Yeah.
doesn't set in that fast, right?
I mean, it was pretty chilly.
Look, I'm not saying you're a weak people. I'm just saying.
Oh, I am a weak
that-
person. I've
that,
only-
I hate the
boots?
cold. I fucking
No,
hate
I'm
the
a
cold.
big
Dude,
pussy.
I've only ever lived in Alabama and Southern California, so yeah, I'll
Yeah.
cop to that immediately. Although I am at this point, because of how normal everything seems to be up there in the Yukon, I am very jealous. No matter how much, I don't know if have you gotten snow yet, or is that a couple weeks out?
No, it's. I mean, I did see on the weather app this morning that like in 4 days there's going to be like a hint of snow, but typically snow won't stay on the ground until the day after Halloween every year. So it usually will just sort of fly away. But the day, November 1st, boom, every year the snow starts to come and stay.
Oh, wow. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
And they still have consistent weather
patterns. Yeah. Well,
how fucking advanced they are.
Well, what's funny is
there's no fire tornadoes up here, I guess.
Yeah, that's well, I was going to ask. Yeah, have you guys, because I saw a satellite picture of all the smoke. Have you at least gotten some of our delightful wood smoke up there?
We haven't. Typically, if Alaska's on fire or BC's on fire, typically we'll get some of that up here, but we haven't actually gotten anything, and I'm surprised because I mean it's not that far away, considering like how far BC is. Yeah, I would think that we would get some, but we haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, I noticed in that satellite picture all the smoke had turned into a fucking cyclone out over the Pacific. It's terrifying.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's really
cool.
Well, I saw that fire tornado video and it terrified me.
Yeah. Well, in Colorado, they had there was a great, a terrifying and tragic weather forecast picture where the entire state, it just said fire. It had the words fire and snow all over the whole state. Yeah, I'll put that on our Twitter if I could find it.
Is that just called ash?
No, it was saying like in the places where there's not fire, there is snow, I think. But,
I've seen fire and I've seen snow.
Well, Richard, I like I said, this is going to be a slight bit different than when we talk to American guests, because I have a feeling the answer is going to be, maybe not as dramatic, but...
I don't know what you mean.
I'll go ahead and ask you my two fun quarantine questions and see what you got. And think all the way back to the beginning of this if you have to, because like I said, I feel like it's at this late stage, y'all are probably just chilling like normal.
Hey, we're ramping up for phase 2. The prime minister the other day came on and said that we're in phase 2 already. So
wait, is phase 2 the second wave or like the phase 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dude, we've already had like 9 phases.
We never got done with the first wave, so now it's just the same wave. It's just slightly bigger.
Yeah.
But when this started, did you see any sort of pandemonium at the grocery store or any sort of weird incidents there?
We did. I mean, yeah, I think we got all the same stuff that everybody did in regards to like toilet paper. Like toilet paper 100% like got cleared the fuck out.
Yeah.
Which was a weird thing because I still don't really 100% get where that mental connection goes to. Is like nothing else matters. Food doesn't matter, but toilet paper is the thing that matters.
Right.
Well, still haven't really captured what that is.
I swear, I think it literally started in some town where some guy freaked out and bought all the toilet paper, and then someone took a picture of it on Twitter and was like, "Weird, why are we sold out of toilet paper?" And then that turned into a like kind of a rush on the toilet paper. It's very,
that was confusing to me, the toilet paper thing, because like just wash your ass. If it's that like, if it comes down to it, like
we bought a bidet, so it ended up not being an issue.
Oh, so you got all right,
doing all right.
I mean, it was still a cold water one. We like just got one from Amazon that like connects and it just like you plug it directly into the water line and it shoots.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which was a lot of fun the day we got that because I connected it and then I tested it before my wife came into the room and it shot clear across the room, like into the shower. Like that thing has power. And so my wife came in and she was like, "Oh, like you got it connected." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Like take a look." And I was like, "You have to look really close though, because it's like not really powerful." And so she like put her face like almost in the toilet and I just like fucking blasted.
Damn. Take that.
Being married sounds cool.
We get up to adventures. It's pretty cool. But no, the toilet paper thing was pretty crazy. Same thing with like hand sanitizer and like baby wipes and stuff like that and like cleaning wipes. That was probably the worst it got. I'll admit. Like
so no one showed up to the grocery store in a nitro tank with like hockey sticks and a flamethrower and like was trying to kill people for these things.
No, I mean I did, but when I got there and everything was sort of normal, I kind of put everything down.
You just slowly put the nitro tank in reverse and back.
I was like, we're not doing this.
I'm gonna go back and hit my regular car.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And which was funny too, because I was kind of like ready to like kick some ass. Like I was going to the grocery, but I had like already like gotten a ton of toilet paper before, so I didn't really need to like fight for that. I remember I came in one day and there was like one bag of toilet paper left, and there was like a family that showed up and like one dude, and I was like, oh, this is when it's going to go down. And the guy grabbed the toilet paper before the mom could, and then he just looked at her and goes, you need this more than me. Just
Wow.
gave it to her.
Man, in America there would have been a brawl.
Someone would have
stabbed.
died. He would have pulled out a fucking gun.
He would have punched the woman without her even saying anything. He would have just do it to do it.
I'm gonna punch her in the stomach, be like, you don't have a baby any longer.
Yeah, baby's canceled. Give me the fucking Northern.
It'd be funny if there was other toilet paper that was just his brand. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah.
declaiming. He's like,
I need the ultra absorbent.
You don't know what my needs are like.
I got the runny poops, lady. Well, oh my God. This is almost exactly how I figured I would feel talking to you. It's just like,
I mean, hey, things have gotten kind of crazy now. Now we like are forced to wear masks at the grocery store. That's a new one.
Okay.
Well, really, it's only Walmart, but Superstore.
you guys
there's
got
a grocery store.
Walmart. You're doing good.
Yeah,
that's where I bought my boots.
You're doing pretty good.
That's what I was
This is
saying.
fancy.
That's where all the traffic is at the damn Walmart where I had to get my winter boots.
Such big city.
We at one of the grocery stores, they put up a sign that says you have to, but they also like put up a law that you said you can't force anybody to. And so I walk in there and nobody has it, so I just kind of like take my mask off because nobody else is doing it.
Oh shit! Okay.
We went to Walmart the other day, and there's a guy who didn't have a mask on, and they didn't want to sell him stuff. And so
I'm happy you got to see that.
his son, who was wearing a mask, just took off his mask and gave it to his dad, and then they sold it to him while his son stood there with no mask.
Well, that negates anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The purchaser has to be wearing the mask, not the other guy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's how you fight COVID. I thought that was the way it went.
Yeah.
They do say share masks.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, it says to put on the mask of your child before you do yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still waiting for the tandem mask. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see two people with their heads together and one mask wrapped around them. So
There's got to be teens that are doing that.
I'm
gotta
sure.
riding bird scooters. There's two people on the bird scooter and they've got the mask wrapped around both of their heads.
I bet it's a fucking TikTok challenge by now.
Oh God, we better loose lips make a TikTok challenge. We better not say this because it'll come to life.
We had like a fresh veggie shortage at the very beginning, and they had like a only take what you need sign for like the frozen vegetables. That was pretty crazy for like a couple weeks.
Man, you know what? In America, there is only fresh vegetables, and I'm not even lying.
I was literally just about to say our produce section. Fucking, oh my God! If it had like a shitload of nitrates in it, it was gone, baby. Fucking hot dogs, goddamn, frozen pizzas, all that shit. But
which is everything that I would eat. So I got to the store a couple days late. Nothing, not a fucking Totino's in sight.
But boy, if you wanted a zucchini,
dude,
you were in hog
carrots.
heaven.
That's crazy. We literally all the packaged stuff was the only stuff that was left over. So I like went to the grocery store and I was like, I guess I'm gonna eat some frozen pizzas. But like, yeah, there was the only thing that was left.
I think we all knew that America was about to handle it very poorly, so we were like, we need bunker type food. We need powdered things and cans of soup. And
I think that's right. Yeah, we did have a bunker mentality at that point.
Definitely.
So, yeah, and now we don't have enough of a bunker mentality. It's the opposite. It's people who are like, oh, it's cool. We don't need. What do we need a bunker for?
Well, the problem is too is that like up here, like we've only have had 15 cases
in Whitehorse
the whole time. In Whitehorse.
Holy shit!
No deaths and only 15 cases, and actually 4 of those were actually not here. They were just people who were from here. They. So technically, they counted to our numbers. But.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
How many people live in your city?
It's like 10,000, right?
30,000.
Oh, 30,000. Okay, yeah. How many Tim Hortons?
2.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
2 Tim Hortons. There was 3 Starbucks. Now we only have 2.
Oh,
the one Starbucks shut down because of COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
But there was no cases. There's no cases.
Yeah.
They still shut down the Starbucks.
Hey, well, these are American companies.
There are we're shattering records over here, and like, hey, Norm's is open. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I've never had a sharp pang of envy before, but here I sit, where I'm just like, ow,
Yeah.
I'm so envious. This hurts me. Like, I don't know.
Like I opened up my company again, like I don't know, in like June. Yeah, we reopened my business, and we've been like working. We've got like a bottle of hand sanitizer that's like hanging around, but that's kind of it.
Okay, and this is Mammoth, right? The advertising.
Yeah, this is my marketing agency.
Wait,
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Okay.
You should give us all phony baloney jobs. Then we have work visas. Then we can all move to Canada.
This isn't a bad idea.
That's not bad. I just hired somebody from Toronto that had come up here and then do 2 weeks quarantine, and then is now working up here. But he ran away from Ontario.
I'll do 4 weeks. It's fine,
Dude,
I got all the time in the world.
We're used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're good at it.
Well, it's funny too because we've been actually joking around with things like that because we can't make a certain amount of money because the government's giving us like a huge amount of money to pay our employees, but that's only if we make us under a certain amount of money. So we've had to started to pay people random amounts of money so that we can not hit that.
Well, hey, if
so
you
that we
ever
can claim it on our taxes.
if you ever need to pay 3 random people random amounts of money, we got
save me from going back to Texas.
we got the PayPal, we got the Venmo. No, I'm kidding. But that's fun. So, but I mean, how many people are you generally dealing with in terms of the business?
Yesterday, I did a workshop for 10 people, face to face.
Fucking murderer.
Wow. I'm not used to hearing things like this when you're like, oh yeah, we went into the store and took the mask off, and there's still a part of me that's just like, damn, dude, you're fucking going, you're living dangerous up there, man. You got to be careful. And it's like, no, I forget. This is what.
No, we just don't have anything to worry about right now.
That's what I mean. This is what you
can. I ask you a question? Do all the commercials on television have people wearing masks up there?
Yes. I mean, we're also we're Canada's definitely doing better than the United States, but we're doing better than the rest of Canada up here. We're an island.
That's why I tried to emphasize how far away this is. You know what I mean? It's way.
Yeah,
it's
we're
way
very, very far from everything. So it's we're 5,000 kilometers away from Toronto. We're very, very far.
I always say this: you cannot accidentally end up in the Yukon. There's no
as
one
much
there.
as Mr. Goodnight has tried.
Yeah, he might. I mean, we don't know where the hell he went.
He might still be up here. Honestly, he may have not actually left.
Yeah, him and Caveman Bill are fucking eating bear meat up in Dawson City in the cave or something. But
no, we deal with I deal with people a lot. It rarely comes up. There was one person that didn't come to the workshop yesterday because of concerns, and so they zoomed in. But for the most part, yeah, we have everybody comes into the office. We'll occasionally go oh, do you want to socially distance? And nobody gives a shit.
Wow. To my ears, just hearing that, forgetting for a moment that you're Canadian, I'm just like, damn, dude, that seems irresponsible. But no, it's not. It's just this is what you can have when you have a normal society.
We did a lot of smart things though too, right? We still haven't people can't just come here without quarantining. They have to have a reason to come up here. You can't just you have to come up here because you have a job. You can't. They won't. Borders are closed if you want to just come to travel here.
Yeah, sure.
So there's things like that. We're the only place in Canada that you still have to do 2 weeks of quarantining once you actually get here.
I think Vancouver you do, or at least if you're coming from America.
Yes, sorry, yeah, BC does as well. Yeah,
because Dr. Pat, he's in it right now. He's
that's right. Yeah,
he's sitting outside of Vancouver, fucking quarantining and shit. So.
That's crazy.
Well, I've got a news story I was going to share with y'all. This is close to Canada. This is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So
Canada-like.
Canada-like in most ways, except maybe this one. John Earl Benton Stimpson. So 4 names.
That's a cool guy.
Boom. And Earl is in there. This
Already
man,
a cool guy.
fucking winner. John Earl.
Whatever he did, I defend it.
Me too, actually. John Earl Benton Stimpson, 48 of Minneapolis, is charged with 2 counts of felony theft in connection to the September 20th incident in which he is accused of stealing a houseboat on the Mississippi River.
Fuck yes.
Wait, what?
That's cruel. It's cruel to steal someone's home.
He commandeered a houseboat.
Is that both like is that Grand Theft Auto and like break and entering?
I would assume so,
And
yeah.
possibly kidnapping.
Yeah,
right?
well, fortunately for him, the guy wasn't on board at the time. According to the criminal complaint, Minneapolis police responded to a report of a theft in progress. The person who called the police said the man, later identified as Stimpson, had cut the disabled docked houseboat free and was drifting in the river near the shore. So this is not a boat that even has an engine. It's a real houseboat in that it's supposed to just be tied up forever, and this guy just pushed it out into the river and is riding it down the stream.
I never understood the benefit of having a houseboat that can't move. That's I guess it's like a trailer that you can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
I just never understood that. It's like all the benefits of getting seasick without actually being able to travel.
yeah, it's like water trailer park. That's a great way to put
Yeah,
it.
you have to be a special type of weirdo to want to live in a houseboat.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Even in America, we judge these people.
Yeah, you have to be named Rick, and you have to have a kimono and a mustache. That's bare minimum, if not a parrot that lives on your shoulder to live in a houseboat. The person said that this was the 3rd time that Stimpson had boarded the boat in the past 2 weeks.
He was casing the joint.
Noting that he'd been told to stay off the boat before, complaint said. So this is just a guy who just keeps getting on this boat, and this guy's like, hey, get out of here. Get out of here. And he'll scram. And this time, he called his bluff. He wasn't going to take it.
Tale as old as time, a man in a boat. It's just a love that can't be kept away.
At the time of his arrest, Stimpson was wearing a white hood with the eyes and mouth holes cut out. So.
That's not
So he
good.
looked like the Zodiac Killer.
No, white hood. Klansman.
Oh, Klansman.
Yeah.
Well, is a full robe or just a hood?
Just the hood.
Well, that's Zodiac Killer. Come on.
Well, no, the Zodiac had a black tunic with
Look,
this
the
symbol on it
Klan
and shit.
can't take every white hood. They can't take claim of every single white hood.
The picture of it is really funny because he's wearing
It's a clanny.
He's wearing a white hood. It's pretty damn clanny. He's wearing a white hood, but then a bathing suit, which you're just not used to seeing.
Maybe it was just to hide his identity. He knew that there could be
It's a Klan
cameras.
kini?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I had a Klan story. Because there was a big local chapter of the Klan in the town I grew up in.
Is this Missouri?
Yes,
Or Missouri, rather.
Missouri, and good old Missouri. And one time they had a full ass Klan family picnic at the park. Like they put out an ad in the paper and everything for it.
You gotta love freedom of speech.
They were listening to Creed.
Well, wow. All right. Well, okay. Question: were they hooded?
No,
Oh,
they're
okay,
just hanging
okay.
out, playing
Okay.
hacky sack, eating hot dogs.
You don't have to hide. You don't have to hide your identity in places.
No,
like this.
that's true.
You already put the ad out in the paper.
That's a fair point. I was just thinking about how funny it would be of guys trying to eat like sandwiches and not get mustard on their whites, like flipping up the mouthpiece to eat a
I bet
fucking.
it's-
Using
I
those Tide to Go thing pens.
Yeah, they pass out Clorox pins to everybody.
I bet it's come up. I bet some guys like, Earl, did you get fucking buffalo sauce on that? What?
I've been meaning to get a black robe. Man.
We're trying to look like a unit here. Come on.
Danny's the only smart one because he got a red robe because he likes ketchup too much. We made him the Grand Wizard just because he liked ketchup.
We thought it was because he could hide the ketchup, but we realized it was all of the suits, Joe.
He likes ketchup more than he hates minorities. That's impressive because he keeps bringing them up. If it's not ketchup, it's minorities every time. It's
You know my favorite thing about ketchup? They name it after a German guy named Heinz. I just think that's fucking awesome. Hail Hitler.
Just some guy, some Nazi guy at the function just eating a hot dog, just casually sprouting off facts about ketchup.
Yeah. You know they call it fancy ketchup. It's a designation based on the amount of tomato paste present in the sauce. Anyway, Heil Hitler.
That's not what I was going. That's not the bit I was going for at all.
The man who founded Hunt's was part of an international Jewish conspiracy, is what I'm saying.
I can see that. Hunt's
Hunt's
they're
dog
hunting.
shit, dude.
They're hunting the white
Hunt's is
man.
dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the fucking
No,
difference.
Hunt's is a dog shit. They're too sweet.
Dude, hey, tweet at me.
Do
Let's
they have ketchup in Canada? What do you guys eat?
But
Yeah.
Canada ketchup is actually sweeter than American ketchup.
no.
For real.
Here's two things. Not only do they got ketchup, they got fucking ketchup chips that are
I've had
so
ketchup
good.
chips. Ketchup chips actually are pretty fucking tight.
So good. Second fact.
Goddamn right they do. Ketchup chips fuck.
Second fact, they gotta have ketchup up there because you have to cook your burger well done if you order one for a restaurant. There's no
Yeah.
mid-rare. No mid-rare
Why?
burgers.
Yeah.
Hell,
It's the
the
one
meat
bad
infected?
thing.
I ordered a Kobe burger and had to get that shit well done, and I felt deep regret to that animal. You know, but
Yeah, that's just a waste. Man,
Just like the real Kobe, it's well done.
Hey.
damn. When are you starting back doing stand up? Y'all needed to put that one.
I finally did. I got to do it the first time the other day, but we did it in it was behind the venue that we normally do outside.
Yeah.
And it was like this shanty town of small wooden structures and this really rickety looking stage. But we did it. It was 25 people and they put them inside these little wooden capsules that they all sat inside.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the thing that most resembled Terminator or They Live or something that I've ever seen from your Instagram. I was just like, wow, that actually looks like our side yard here with the shanty town.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it gives you a lot of material. I went up to the people who were putting the thing together and I was like, this is so great. I'm so glad you're doing that. That being said, I'm going to take this down. This cannot stand.
So yeah, he's got the white hood on, and he was, and there's more.
I forgot
what you were talking about. This
Too much fun on the riff.
I got into the ketchup.
Can we talk about ketchup some more? You ever mix it with
Anytime.
mayonnaise?
It's
I got a lot
good.
of thoughts.
Oh, they sell that now. It's called Mayocho.
It's fantastic.
If you can't afford ketchup and mayonnaise separately.
It's a good middle ground.
I just wish they sold the mayo chip the way they sell that goober peanut butter and jelly, where it's kind of stripes of mayonnaise and stripes of ketchup instead of all mixed.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. We're coming up with some ideas.
But yeah, he's got the white hood. He's using a longboard for a paddle to maneuver the boat. So it didn't have a motor. So he's just got a
Of
big.
course he fucking drives. Of course he has a
Donald Duck
longboard.
cartoon.
Yeah, he's got the longboard. He's using that to maneuver. Officers yelled to Stimson that the boat didn't belong to him and he should come to shore. But Stimson said that under maritime law, he was taking the boat.
Hard to argue with that.
Well, fun thing about maritime law is that only applies to the ocean, not the Mississippi River.
Well, Mississippi does lead into the ocean eventually.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. He
Fella's got some points.
It's like the
That's
father.
right. He's
of
the captain
ocean.
now.
Yeah, he is the captain now, and he is following the writ of Big River by Johnny Cash. That river does eventually go to the Gulf of Mexico. Once the boat...
Why is it only the worst people use longboards? That makes total sense.
And maritime law. It's him and pirates, you know? It's unacceptable. So the boat continued to drift downriver until it was blown onto the shore at the steps of Boom Island. So I just think that's dope that Minneapolis has a Boom Island.
I
Shit gets done on
imagine.
Boom Island.
I imagine that's their project.
Hey, ready or not, boom. Here comes the boom island. Once the boat was on shore, the fattest cop in Minneapolis waded out to his ankles, pulled the boat to shore, and then hit Stimson with a taser. The boat is valued
Wait,
at $2,000.
did it say the fattest cop?
No, I added that because I looked at the
Oh, okay.
video and I was like, this is the fattest cop I've ever seen.
I love how you said it like it was part of the story. Like you snuck it in. Like, yes, well, anyways, this real fat piece of shit.
It's America. I wouldn't have been surprised.
Folks, he's the
Figure
winner.
journalistic integrity went out the window when Trump was
Yeah,
elected.
but it's also America, so we don't even point out when people are fat.
Yeah,
That's
you're
just-
allowed to be fat now.
this normal-sized man. It's weird that
Yeah.
they said normal-sized.
Well,
This
no,
American-made man.
Someone-
it would be funny if like he was just known as that, you know? It's like, folks, he's won a pie eating contest and 10 wing eating contest. Ladies and gentlemen, the fattest cop in Minneapolis. You do the honors of shooting this crazy guy, please. But yeah, they shot him with a taser and now he's in jail. So if you see his picture,
That's incredible.
if you see his picture, by the way, whatever you were thinking when I said John Earl Benton Stimpson, you got it right. He looks like an anti-meth ad in a mugshot.
He's gonna get those Duke boys one of these days.
Shit. Yeah, the cop does also look like that too.
Yeah.
I got
Just some good old boys. Always smoking, man.
They tried to steal a boat, but I shot him with a taser until he didn't have anything
Breath.
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I was trying to hit for left, and
So did he walked out? So the boat wasn't even far enough out that he was able to walk out to the boat.
That's the funniest part. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
A lot of houseboats are just docked.
Yeah, well, this
Most
one,
are, I
well,
would
this one
say.
actually, I mean, it drifted downriver to this other
and
island.
he had a paddle. Like you thought he would at least have gotten a bit farther.
Must
Yeah,
be a
no,
really
it's
shitty houseboat. Like they must be very generous with the term house.
Well-
it's probably just a boat with a bed.
I mean, the last thing, and this is the thing that really jumped out at me. The boat is valued at $2,000. It's like,
oh no, that's probably just a John boat.
oh no,
It's probably-
it's a houseboat, but it's a big piece of shit. And also, I kind of want to live in a houseboat if they're only
$2,000?
$2,000, maybe.
Dude, I could hustle.
How much is rent
Jesus.
on a dock?
Hell, I don't know. It's
Probably
in.
cheaper than rent in Los Angeles.
Yeah, or similarly priced, I mean, it's essentially, like we said, it's a trailer park on the water, so it's probably trailer prices.
Dude, so it's probably trailer people, but it's sea trailer people. So that's a different type of trailer people.
Oh, those are...
It's
It's like Waterworld.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. Even up here, the trailers are expensive. Like because also there's no real stigma against trailers up here, which is a different thing that I've never seen before. But
Yeah.
coming up here, like people who work in the government and at banks and stuff, they all have trailers up here. It's very very common because
Really?
people just like don't give a shit about their home. They just want to go camping. So the trailers up here cost like upwards of like $200,000 and $300,000.
Fuck. Damn. Can I bring my own if I come up there?
Dude, you're
I
considered
mean, it's
the
Canadian money, so it's $2,000 American.
Yeah,
Shit,
you're
no.
the fucking trash of society. You live in a trailer out here, dude. Like,
People view you as one step
Yeah.
above homeless.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
if you
Well,
grew up in a trailer or you live in a trailer currently, people will talk to you like you live at the YMCA. Like,
Dude, I legitimately think it's because of the tornado thing. Because tornadoes,
Yeah.
they just destroy trailer parks all the time.
Yeah,
People are
it's really funny.
Your stupid house isn't even nailed down, idiot.
your entire neighborhood and community got torn apart by a natural disaster.
By a bunch of wind. Oh, sorry, your daddy's house couldn't withstand a little bit of gusty breeze, you idiot.
Also, we hate poor people.
We
in this
sure
country.
do.
Oh,
We
yeah.
hate
Even
them so
poor
much.
people.
The other question I was going to ask, and I've been to your neighborhood, and so I think it's fairly chill. The craziest thing, I'm going to ask you about your neighbors, but I'll say the craziest neighbor of yours that I had to deal with was some goddamn wolves that we heard one night.
Oh yeah,
The last night of the Yukon Comedy Festival, me and Mr. Goodnight, we got a cigar. We're having a cigar out in the fucking driveway,
that's nice.
and the sun is going down, and we hear a fucking pack of wolves, like way the hell off in the distance. But man, that sound, they say your brain is like layered of evolution. So you got your lizard brain, your mammal brain, and then your human brain. That fucking sound cut straight through all that shit. Just
100%. That's only happened to me like a couple times up here. When my wife and I moved up here, we were just dating, and we got married a year later, and we got married sort of in the middle of nowhere out here, and actually the world's smallest desert, is just like a few minutes out of town. It's like 1 square kilometer of just desert, but it technically has dunes and everything, but it's considered the world's smallest desert. But we got married in it, and we did it at midnight on summer solstice. So there's technically a bit of sun still out, but it was like midnight.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
we were sitting there getting married, and we just hear the wolves start out of nowhere. And it was the first time we'd ever heard it, and it was like not that far away.
Yeah.
Anyway, it shook me to my core.
Yeah.
I'd never been that scared. The only other time that I'd been that afraid was when we first bought this house here. This is a newer sort of development in town. So when we first bought it, they had just built this house and there was nothing really else around us. And this area used to be the sort of the walking grounds for a lot of like wildlife. And so there was constantly animals coming through. And I took the dog to go outside to go to the bathroom one night, and because we didn't have a fence yet. And I'm just letting her go to the bathroom, and I look to my right, and I just see glowing eyes, maybe like 15 feet from me.
Man.
And I just sort of like double look, and I was like, that's a fucking wolf. And I just sort of slowly backed away.
Yeah.
As the sort of light hit it, and I saw it. It was the biggest fucking black wolf I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Cry. Well, fat lot of good your dog did, warning you.
No, my dog was just like, I have respect for this animal. It is much more powerful than me.
That's the whole reason you get a dog, is to bark at wolves. That's what they're for.
Yeah. Not this fucking dog. This is a pit bull too, and she was a fucking
so
coward.
Oh,
She's got this weird respect thing for like powerful animals. We'd like driven by a grizzly bear once, and she usually barks at every animal. We drive by a grizzly bear like a foot away from the car, and my dog just quietly like just puts her head down and just waits for the grizzly bear to pat. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's a good dog to have. He's got respect for scary animals like bears, wolves, burglars. You know, she just likes them. You know,
anything that shows any sort of more power than I have, she's totally willing to give it respect.
But I'm assuming the answer is no. But have your neighbors been doing any weird shit during all of this?
Oh, I mean, one of my neighbors just put out their Halloween decorations. That's pretty kooky.
That's pretty kooky.
Fuck! I want to go there.
It's a little early for that.
God damn
I'd
it!
say.
That's kooky. My God.
We have some. We're in a cul-de-sac, and so there's anybody who's in this neighborhood typically is only here to go and visit one of the houses or as somebody who lives here. So
yeah,
we have some pretty protective neighbors around here. And directly across the street, there is a house that we called like the Dirtbag House. It's these like 23-year-old kids who work for a construction company who bought a house off of their boss. And so it's this like really nice, like tiny little house that in the midst of a pretty nice neighborhood, but these kids do not give a shit about it. Like everything is like overgrowing in the yard, and they like throw these really wild parties. The next door neighbor is, well, absolutely.
We're that in this apartment complex. Yeah.
Wait, in that building?
I mean, it's mostly families. Yeah, it's families and then a bunch of...
I thought it was all like comedians and degenerates. I didn't realize.
No, it's a bunch of comedians and degenerates, but only in 3 of the 16 apartments. Everybody else is mostly like hardworking blue collar families.
Fair.
Yeah.
So one night there was a huge party at the Dirtbag House, and the next door neighbor directly beside them is it's just a very normal family, government workers. They have like 2.5 children and whatnot. And the kids were like being really, really loud and like swearing and stuff and saying shit. And one of the kids' windows was sort of like cracked open. So she kind of heard everything. And so the next morning she told her dad. And so her dad gets out of the house, and I saw it happen. He gets out of the house, walks directly over to the next door neighbor, because I got a call from one of my other neighbors. It's like, you might want to fucking check this out. And he walks outside. He goes into the next door neighbor's house, walks up to the kids, and just smacks him in the fucking face.
Whoa.
He was like, if you ever do that shit again, he's like, I'm going to do a lot worse than this. And he just walks back out.
Holy
shit. To his house.
Oh my God. So he slapped like the 23-year-old?
The main sort of kid.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow. It's like NBC's The Slap, but for Zoomers.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. This guy is actually pretty intense. One time, we have like a pond that's maybe like 50 feet from our house. The city. Yeah, did you not see it?
No, I guess it was under a bunch of snow.
Rivers
that's true. It was
high
ice
on ketamine that whole weekend.
So that the city was draining it one summer, and it was really loud. They have this really loud engine, and that same guy walked out in the middle of the night and just took the keys from the thing that was draining it and walked back into his house.
Oh shit!
And the like guy who was like draining it was just like, you can't do that. And he's just like, you can call the city or call the cops. I don't care.
Oh wow, is he American? That sounds like an American movie.
Yeah, that's a very.
He's not. He's just a really intense dude. He's got like muscle cars in front of his house. He's kind of an intense guy.
Oh,
there's
wow.
also a guy who lives in this neighborhood who is a corrections officer.
Oh, okay.
And there was these kids one time who were doing like donuts in this sort of the middle of this cul-de-sac, just like over and over again. And they stopped the car. The guy got out with a baseball bat and like tapped on their window and was basically like, "If you ever do that again," he's like, "I'm gonna break this window."
That's a pretty
wow.
extreme reaction to donuts.
Well, no,
Oh, yeah.
it's not. Think about what would have happened if that was an American law enforcement person. They wouldn't have gotten threatened with a baseball bat. They would have gotten lit up with an AK-47. That's
That's very true.
Well, it's because we know how to do things here. We know how to just fucking we know how to just take care of problems.
Pussyfooting around.
Yeah. Let's solve the problem right now. What? You're a teenager with your life? Not anymore. Now you're a dead one in my yard. Fuck you.
But there
doing
hasn't
pretty
really
good
been
here.
any like weird like because of like COVID type stuff. I think
Yeah.
everybody's been handling it pretty normally, except for somebody just recently started like hanging meat in their garage, and I'm not really sure what it's from or why they did it. But
Wait, is that? Do you mean that literally, or he's out there with his dick out?
no, I mean literally.
Oh, okay.
What? Who the fuck would say that if a guy had his dick out in
I
the
was
front
thinking it was a
yard?
Canadian-
This guy's just been hanging meat in his front yard.
Dude, I was
every day.
thinking it was a Canadianism.
It happens so often in Canada. They
Yeah.
have a fucking slang term for it.
Folksy phrase for
Yeah,
it.
look at their Buster hanging fucking meat out in his front yard.
Oh yeah, he's doing the old front yard double, if you know what I mean.
double.
That's good
But
stuff.
he's probably aging it. People age meat for some reason.
Oh yeah. No, I got that.
It was a weird thing, but then a bylaw officer showed up and got him in trouble, so I suddenly had to stop doing it. But that was probably the weirdest response I've seen to meat shortages and things like that, is this guy started dealing with his own.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too, is a lot of people do like game hunting up here, so it's like the meat shortage was like not an issue. If anything, we actually had like an increase in meat because everybody's like, I'm going to start going hunting then.
And then you just have a fucking elk that you need to get rid of 60 pounds
It was
of.
crazy. But like I was going to the grocery store and there was like packs of like 3 gigantic fucking steaks for like $20 total. And I was like,
Not bad.
this is incredible.
Nice.
At the beginning of quarantine, they were hooking it up on ribeyes at this place near our house.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I miss
The
it.
good old days.
Those are good times.
Back when they were scared all the meat was going to go bad.
Remember March? Remember how fun March was?
Yeah. Well, thanks to this podcast, I can go back and just listen to exactly how fun March
sure
was.
can.
That's the
You have a
fun thing.
number of how long March was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we haven't really left March. St. Patrick's Day is perpetually next week. This is how it feels.
Do you remember the I think it was the first year of the Comedy Fest that we like maybe, no, you know what? It might have been the second one, but we threw one of the days the Comedy Fest was St. Patrick's Day, and I didn't even think about it because I was so focused on the comedy festival. And we had been told by some of the community that, because we were going out, sort of one of the shows was sort of in one of the really remote communities in the Yukon, and a bunch of people were saying like, oh, this is where like a lot of the indigenous people and First Nations live, and they might be offended if you make this like an alcohol event. And I was like, oh sure, yeah, no problem. I was like, we don't have to serve alcohol. And one, I forgot that I probably should have had it for the comedians who were pretty pissed that I didn't have any alcohol. But then I also didn't realize that it was the same day as St. Patrick's Day, so people were just expecting to get shit-faced.
Oh man.
Yeah, comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a
man.
bad move on my part. That was not good. Yeah, we had to cancel the Comedy Fest this year. It sucked.
Yeah, you guys did some online stuff though, right?
Well, I tried to. Yeah, I tried to do a little bit, but at the end of the day, like it was like paled in comparison. But
Sure,
then we're for
sure.
sure not going to be able to do it next year either. No.
Oh, is that right? They
Why did
Yeah,
something
I mean, we
happen?
haven't like officially come out and said it, but yeah.
Yeah, shit. Well,
Well, I mean, America's not going to be good until maybe a year from now at best.
yeah, but they're Canada. They got plenty of funny
Yeah,
people.
but
They don't need us.
They got to worry about us giving it to them still for the next year.
I mean, I don't know. Just make it you know what? I won't be offended at all if you don't invite any Americans and just make it your own, Canada Comedy Fest
I mean,
exclusive.
I've helped with Comedy Fest festivals. I didn't go out of my way, but let's get some Canadians up in here.
In fact, in fact, you could hire me. I'll come up there and keep Americans out of the festival next March. And then that way I can get my work visa and I can throw my weight around a little bit.
Higher Rivers.
I like that. That's good. We also just developed a new work program too that like gives businesses a ton of money for hiring people outside of the Canada. So
Okay, well,
I don't know how that works with America. But.
Nice. Well, I don't want to do anything, so that's the big thing. As
that might be a problem.
I just want to walk around and act tough.
I got it. We start a business.
Oh, tough guys. Tough guys.
Guys.
Yeah. You and me.
All right.
Little
Visuals alone, I think, do enough.
Little Carrot and Riv Dog. We're gonna fucking walk around.
Fuck people up.
Fuck people up with. We're gonna threaten them with a baseball bat. We know it works on teenagers. It's gonna work on everybody up there.
It does work.
Goddamn right it does.
If you're scary enough, it works.
What are you trying to scare people away from? this?
Americans. I'm keeping Americans away from Richard's pure, healthy festival.
But he says
right.
he says it's not happening. So are you just protecting people who are trying to go to a comedy festival?
I'm
You're just
trying to-
hitting people who want to go to a comedy festival with a baseball
No,
bat.
we just
Going,
ask
that's
people-
how we do it in America. I'm Riv Dog, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to reconsider.
We
Have
just
the festival.
ask people, "Hey, would you go to a comedy festival?"
This is
year?"
also
and then we beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
if they
This
say
is
yes.
also so American that he's like, we're canceling the festival next year. And everyone's like, no, don't do it.
I'll help. Let me help. Richard, it's been so much fun chatting with you, man. Please plug anything you would like to plug.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Rivers, you mentioned it at the beginning, but every Monday I host Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch podcast where we do an episode-by-episode retrospective on the long-running TV show Supernatural. And then every Wednesday you can check out the Dr. DC podcast where we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC Comics.
All right.
Nice.
Well, hell yeah. Definitely check out Ghost
good
Facers.
scene.
When you did come out with that name, I was reminded of my favorite joke from Josh Fadem, comedian and star of one of the stars of Better Call Saul, has a thing where just in apropos of nothing, he just goes, "Ghost Trusters."
Ghost trusters! I trust them! I like them! I like a ghost! Ghosts are not scary to me!
Think about that
That's a
all
really
the time.
fucking weird joke. I like it.
That's funny.
Well, well, thank you again for calling in, Richard, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm sure we'll be chatting. Richard is it's going to be great when we can eventually see one another in 2 years
If
or
my
whatever.
We'll
trip
never
didn't
see
get
each other
canceled
again.
there, it would have been great. But
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, when did you plan to come to LA?
I think it was March.
It was March. I remember because I was stoked for it around New Year's. I was like, dude, Richard's gonna come. I'm gonna show him and Jess around. It's gonna be fucking great. And,
Fucking Kyle Clark they made the Richard Eaton suite in their house.
yeah, they got a whole room ready for you and everything. Goddamn.
Apparently.
Well, one of these days, man, we'll make it happen. But thanks for calling in, dude.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
All right, take her easy.
Later.
That's Richard Eden, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Eden.
On the greener side of the grass, some
Yeah.
might say.
Yeah,
It's kind of optimistic here, and
It is, and what it could be like.
Yeah.
What it's like, but it also makes sense in America. Why people who live in real small towns are just like, it's not real.
Yeah, because
You
they
know?
don't have any.
Because they don't have enough cases. They don't have enough
Right.
cases for them to think it's real. But in Canada, they're actually like, oh,
Yeah.
15 is enough for
That's
us to
pretty
shut
good,
some
yeah.
shit down.
And the suburbs will be like, yeah, like 100 people got it in the
Yeah.
county. We're solid. Like,
yeah, they think it's nothing.
yeah, the suburbs rule, dude.
Are y'all ready for our jam of the day, or do you guys got anything else?
I don't have anything else.
I have nothing.
Alrighty. Well, our jam.
I'm ready for some nonsense.
Fuck yes.
That's fucking jam, bro.
Oh, we got the most nonsense today. Mudvayne with Dig.
Yeah, this is one of those bands in 8th grade all the most like hardcore goth kids were into.
Dude.
Like you had to be real fucking cool to
you
like
had to get some
Mudvayne.
fucking puss to like
Yeah, 'cause
Mudvayne.
these guys also like painted their face.
Oh yeah. They showed up to my favorite Mudvayne thing is they showed up to one of the MTV Video Music Awards, and they all had bullet holes in their heads. Like they got like extremely convincing like stage makeup, and it all looked like they had been shot directly in their heads.
That's unsettling.
And their suits were covered in. They had white suits that were covered in blood. They looked fucking awesome. But
One of the many times we enjoyed Mudvayne throughout their career.
I think that's it. I think it was just this video.
I have
and
no clue who the fuck is Mudvayne?
They're a really shitty band in the early 2000s that Hot Topic people were into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, let's get down into these comments for Mudvayne's dig. This is PB from 2 weeks ago. Just simply says, "Hi, Mudvayne."
Hey,
Just
How you
saying.
doing?
The classic person who thinks they're talking to Mudvayne.
Just shout them out.
But you see on a lot of Mudvayne videos.
Yeah. By the way, we'll put this up on our Twitter. Daniel, this is what they look like.
oh, well, that's a bunch of cool dudes.
Yeah, that's Mudvayne there.
I'd fuck those guys.
I mean, I like the guy who looks like he has bugles on his head.
Yeah, that was a hairstyle.
Robert Hall from 3 weeks ago. Man, when I play this stuff at work, everybody thinks I'm completely wild, and I'm 100% okay with that.
He works at a sober living center.
Rainbow Dreams from 1 week ago. The bassist looks like a Satan. Not Satan, just
He
one of
shared
them.
a Satan. Well, I mean, there could be multiple Satans.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, you don't know in this day and age.
I feel like there's the great Satan, and
Nowadays,
then minor imps and demons and whatnot. This guy's definitely going to be questionable. Tier 1 Norseman from 1 month ago. I need a video of a swarm of attack choppers flying into a combat zone for troops in contact, blaring Mudvayne.
that would be pretty cool.
Slipknot, Rammstein, and some more heavy death metal while engaging so the Taliban, ISIS, Al Qaeda
yeah.
never forgets who came for them. ... The devil's rejects.
That guy rocks because he's like, I don't even want to go. I want someone else to go.
I love it. Yeah, I
want
want
to see a bunch of other people.
See, I was thinking it's you know, probably he's a soldier or thinks he is, but it's way more fun to imagine the characters from the film The Devil's Rejects fighting the Taliban. It's like, oh no, here comes Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
He's played out the scenario in his head many times.
He loves
knows
it.
exactly what's going to happen. I'm looking at some comments right now.
Oh, hit us.
Panty Smasher
Rock and roll.
says, "What an angry man."
Yeah.
All right.
Panty Smasher, you are correct. This is an angry man.
Yeah, this fella seems upset.
Mapolio from 2 weeks ago. I think maybe that's an Italian name, but I do think it's funny just to imagine someone describing the disease polio and calling it, oh, that's Mapolio acting up.
polio. It's an Italian polio.
From 2 weeks ago. Parents back then don't want their kids to be this metal, but I'm going to make sure my kids are as metal as the 2000s itself.
The 2000s
God,
were
there's-
pretty metal.
There's so many better times for metal.
I was about to say, yeah, you remember that time when Metallica made an album with a symphonic orchestra? My fucking kids are going to be as metal as that.
My kids are be as metal as fucking My Chemical Romance. 2000s.
You remember the Summer Sanitarium tour? I want my kids to closely resemble that affair.
Oh, Saliva. 2002, The New Guy featured some Saliva. I remember that from the
makes
other
sense.
day. Here's Waldo Gerhard. Dude, if they ever have a Slipknot, Korn, Mushroomhead, and Mudvayne tour, I'll lose my collective shit.
Dude.
It would be fire. If they even did a song together with different members of the different bands and all of the vocalists.
Yeah.
So they want
all of the vocalists.
They want a mashup of Slipknot, Korn, Mushroomhead, and Mudvayne to all do a song together,
Wow.
which is collectively 30 members.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
think.
was gonna say, each of those bands is like 12 guys. Like,
I kind of do want to hear that.
Yeah,
just
a 30-person collaboration who all play the same instruments the same way.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Not loud
wait a
enough.
second. Are they just doing the Chop Suey melody?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's a lot of different things. being ripped
Mudvayne
off
was
here.
very derivative. They were never
yeah.
really mainstream successful, which made them cooler to like
Yeah.
for the goth kids, you know?
Yeah. Spectacular Stone 00
Jamming too
from 1
hard.
week ago. This song and video blew my mind and opened up my soul to questioning the pussies around me.
Fuck
I
yeah.
will always love this song.
Fuck those pussies.
See, I like the right turn ones where it's a guy just being like, yeah, man, my soul started flying. And then I was like, my dad sucks. And you're like, whoa, what?
Well, I love the idea of like hearing a song for the first time, be like, whoa, Jared's a total fucking bitch. What the fuck?
Man, I hate everybody here.
Andreas Lasto says, it's like hearing a metal version of Prodigy. Perfect.
I mean, he ain't wrong, I guess.
Oh, he's wrong.
He's
This
very
doesn't
wrong.
sound like Prodigy at all. Will Sisson says, and this is one of the ones that just doesn't, it makes sense, but at the end you can tell he's the most annoying person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I was 15 years old when this album came out. I raced dirt track figure 8 cars at the county fairs here in Nebraska.
Hell yeah.
I accidentally left this CD LD50 in the old man's CD player getting pumped for the biggest race of the year. Luckily, he didn't break it. Now I race IMCA, and people ask why I'm halfway banging my head going into 3 before we take the green flag. I show them this video on YouTube.
You know,
What an annoying piece of shit.
I was going to
What a-
say,
Hey, why are you
Okay.
slightly moving your head? Dude, let me just shove my phone in your face.
Watch this whole video.
Yeah, watch this
For some
6-minute long
shitty
shitty
song.
metal song.
I will at least say that's better than yesterday when the guy was just like, man, I went to the bar and I tapped out 150 people in that bar and I carried my girl out. I'm like, this guy at least has enough sort of technical terminology in there where I'm like, I will
Also, it's
accept
not
this.
a good brag to be like, I drove race cars at dirt tracks at County Fair. It's not like I won
Nah,
120 fights
some cool
undefeated.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool to ride a bunch of dirt bikes and stuff. Fucking-
But it's not as
win.
cool as winning 120 fights and beating up
I
6
don't
guys at
know,
once
man.
because they
Depends
insulted
who
your
you ask.
girlfriend.
Esteban Obregon from 2 weeks ago. I heard Mudvayne for the first time on that dope as fuck movie called Ghost Ship. Way back
Go
in the day.
ship like a motherfucker.
Have you? Are you familiar with Ghost Ship?
No, what the fuck's Ghost
It
Ship?
came
don't
out.
know what
I
that
think it
is.
came out. It's like one of them like real low budget horror movies, like right before the kind of Paranormal Activity era with the old school but low budget horror. And yeah, everybody got tricked into renting Ghost Ship in my town because they just had posters for it everywhere. And I feel like everybody at my school rented it one weekend, and then we all came back. We're like, that movie sucked ass. There was nothing
That's
good
so
about
funny that the advertising people are just like, what's a town where everybody's a moron?
Auburn.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
just put up signs for really
They put up
shitty looking
posters for
movie.
movies now?
It looked cool, man. It looked cool. We thought it was gonna be scary, but it was not. But apparently, I don't remember Mudvayne being on the soundtrack, but I guess they was.
There's one from Trigger Happy. Best 3 minutes of my life right here.
The song
That's-
is 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's close enough.
It takes
Come
the
on,
20
give it-
seconds to clean up your cum.
Yeah. Oh boy.
No Name from 3 months ago. What do you want? Something for nothing? Excellent choice, Mr. Me. That video was Stacy Stozier. It was real. And I did that to myself. I went there and I recorded it and I sent it to you. It has no name. It is the world's most painful witch trick. I can mail it to you if you want. Something for nothing. Good day, Mr. Me.
Could you ask him to mail us that tape?
Well, I
So I think
should.
it's a tape of him assaulting somebody sexually.
That's
That's what it sounds like to me.
I looked it up because I was like, maybe Stacy Sturgier is like a metal person that I don't know about. Because, you know, there's men in metal named Stacy, I'm sure. And turns out the only result I got was Stacy Sturgier, the emerging market client manager for E-Trade Financial. So if you are the emerging market client manager for E-Trade Financial,
You might have some shit coming your
watch
way.
out for No Name.
Because No Name, I like to think it's the rapper No Name. Who's
Oh,
like,
yes.
super like fucking woke.
We got a comment
Socialist
here.
rapper.
Chris Capers, clearly a pizza delivery driver.
Oh, yes.
I travel a ton for work. This is You'll see why. This is one of the greatest risks for speeding tickets. Instead of pulling up to an address, I nearly fly into their driveways and smash their garage doors in.
Yeah.
Gotta slow down.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm gonna take a bet and say that didn't happen.
Dude, I was delivering pizzas one time, and there was a
What were you listening to?
at that point, 2011, probably some replacements or something like that. But
Wait, here's Melissa LeBaron was pregnant when this came out. Great times.
That was a great time. She was getting fucked and stuff.
I was delivering pizzas, and the driveway ended and it had like a pretty sharp drop off where the concrete just went straight down. And I basically drove up, got the pizza out of the bag, and was about to take it up, and I didn't put the car in park.
Oh, shit.
And so I took my foot off the brake, and my car just went over the ledge, and it fortunately didn't go down, but it just got stuck there. And so then it was like, hey, I got your pizza. Also, I'm going to be in your driveway for like an hour.
It's probably happened before.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Here's Brandon Munoz. This song makes you want to get a mohawk.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Makes me want to turn my head into bugles. Ratafac Plancha from 1 week ago showed this to my dog. He's still a dog, and he bite me.
He bite me.
Damn, don't do that, dog. Here's Mr. Video Games.
Oh, fantastic.
Mostly just read that for the username.
Fantastic screen name.
Why do these moron critics call this new metal? Sounds like legit death metal to me. Thank you, Mr. Video Games.
Sounds like old metal to me.
Ken from 3 weeks ago. Jen said, yes, I'm pissed. I have to share, and y'all are stupid. Jimmy is sitting there, stoned to the bone, laughing about everybody. He is a little cute, cuddly, giggling idiot that is too smart with a speech problem. Beware, Jimmy's buddies were not gay. Sorry if he's pointing and laughing at you. Sorry. Oh my God, this is going to be funny. They all got along, no jealousy, no backstabbing. It was very cool. That's the rare one where I know all the words and none of them are particularly out of order, but I cannot follow what she's done.
And you could tell it's sort of a cohesive statement. Like there's parts of it where you're like, well, that makes sense for that. You know, you said that previous thing, and now this sort of relates to it. But there's a lot of comments I noticed people just saying stuff about doing coke.
Oh, for this song?
Yeah,
Wow.
I looked through a couple of the very low view videos. So yeah, I think a lot of people might be spun out of their gourd listening to this shit.
I could see it.
My favorite comment was just somebody called them a great value Slipknot.
That's fun.
It's like, damn.
That's Mushroom Head, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The last one I got, Landon Tucker from 4 weeks ago. I'm about to eat the rest of these Cool Ranch Doritos. I just want someone to notice me.
Fuck,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's the most relatable thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
And that is Dig by Mudvayne, and that is our jam of the day.
Ooh, shout out to Mr. Video Games.
Yes, just for real. Mr. Video Games fucking rules. Sam, where can people find you online?
Slam harder.
Daniel, tell people where they can find you online.
Hey, you can find me at Magda Daniel on Twitter, and you can also listen to my podcast, Reefer Sadness, on all platforms. You can also find me on Venmo at Daniel-Magden.
Hell yeah.
I am desperate.
Hit up Daniel, and while you're at it, go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Write us a review if you have not before at Apple Podcasts, and then head over to Reefer Sadness's Apple Podcast page and leave Daniel a 5-star review. In a couple of weeks, whoever has got the wackiest damn review on Apple Podcast, I'm going to send you a t-shirt. So this is a competition. Who can get weird with it?
There's not much time left, because the thing is, look, I didn't want to talk about it on the show, but me and Carter have kind of a death feud. And Carter Glasscock hates me so much that he was like, you have 3 weeks to get the fuck out of this city.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're still here when I come back, I'm going to murder you. So when Carter comes back, I'm gone for good, forever.
That's wild. It's a wild thing.
It's a crazy thing that I just feel like I had to share. So write your reviews.
Yeah,
because
gotta-
Carter's might kill me. Before.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, gotta get in those reviews. I mentioned this. I mentioned this yesterday, and go ahead and plug it again today. 1 week from tomorrow, so that's Saturday, October 3rd. We're going to be doing an online comedy show fundraiser for our friend Ian Dent. He is running to become America's first trans coroner in the city of Richmond, Indiana. As we've mentioned, in smaller communities, the coroner is actually has a very pivotal role because if you're a trans person and you die in a rural community and your coroner is a Republican asshole, he might just give you your birth name and not the name you want on your death certificate. So, if you like comedy and you like human dignity and you got some money laying around, and even if you don't, just bring your rich friends to the Zoom. We can get 1 million people in there. We're going to be doing that Zoom show on a week from tomorrow on October 3rd, and the lineup is going to be Roy Wood Jr. As well as Gareth Reynolds from The Dollop and Jackie Cation from Jackie and Laurie, Brandy Posey from Lady to Lady podcast, Keith Carey from The Mean Boys, and Roast Battle, and I'm going to be hosting the whole thing. And we're going to be doing that on, I wanted to shout them out because I didn't do it yet. We are going to be hosted by the Twitch channel is twitch.tv/holdthephone comedy, and that is the kind of online arm of Kristen Shaw and Kurt Brownweller's show Hot Tub. They are lending us their cyberspace.
That's very nice of them.
Yeah, so it's going to be a cool thing. So hopefully everybody will join us. If you need the link, it is my pinned tweet, and we will see you at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time on next Saturday on October 3rd. And until then.